Hey there, guys. Scootaloop here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that. Same setup. I got my Christmas lights set up behind me. Today I'm probably going to focus more on a game review. I know it's a little bit late, so there's really no harm in spoilers, and even later so with the predecessor to this game, I am of course talking about The Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. Um, I guess starting with the predecessor to this, Link to the Past. I can't talk today for some reason. Yeah, it's one of the first ones released in 1991. Top-down view, yeah, very advanced for its time. I mean, honestly, I'm still playing it to this day, so that really says something about it. The storyline is great. Um, the controls, obviously I have a preference over anything else for Nintendo versus Xbox One, which I did actually just pick up, so hopefully I'll start streaming on Twitch and things like that in the near future. Um, anyway, back on topic though. Yeah, the Super Nintendo controller is really I don't even know how to explain it with that. Really versatile, I guess. I mean, for that game in general, it played well. I had a lot of fun with it, and yeah, I mean, yeah, there must have been a lot of people that felt the same way that I did because they released a Link Between Worlds. Um, and just from a first glance, I have an special. Well, I don't know if you call it a special edition, the clear blue 2DS. I'll do a review on that later on. It's basically the one that looks like the Game Boy Advance, but two screens, all that, blah blah blah, everything. Um, from a perspective of that console in general, I never really used the 3D feature on my 3DS anyway. Um, I feel like they did a really good job. They built up the world the right way, and the they kept everything the same. That's the one thing I really want to point out. You start out, you wake up like every other Legend of Zelda game in Link's bed. Somebody's screaming at you to get up, and you start from there. I'm not really going to go into too much depth, although there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of reviews of the gameplay and all that. Unfortunately, I don't have a capture card because I'm broken in college, so if I somehow get one or figure out there's some way to stream to, I don't know, some site that Nintendo's cooperating with, I will gladly do that. But, for story's sake, it starts out, like I said, any other game. You go, not this time to find the princess, but to find one of the seven sages. I can't quite recall the significance from the original game. It's been a while since I played it. But storyline wise, it kind of immerses you quickly. And that's not a bad thing at all. I really like the idea. I mean, especially for somebody that's played through Link to the Past and is like, oh, this is such a drag. I don't need the tutorials. I don't need anything else. Every Pokemon game. Oh, this is how to catch a Pokemon. This is how you move. This and that. Again, not that it's a bad thing. All people pick up the games, one at a time from different areas. But as far as the controls go, again, it's very fluid, and that's what I was thinking of before. It was very fluid, and yeah, I mean the way that it plays, it's so uh, reminiscent. I guess I don't know. I can't talk today. It's so what I think reminiscent of Link to the Past, and it just gives you that feel and the whole. I don't know if I want to go into the story. Basically, getting into a 2D world in some way, shape, or form. Um, it's a very interesting new dynamic to the game, and some of the cutscenes they'll be in full 3D, which is great because I mean, if the 3DS developers or Nintendo or whoever is behind it would just say, oh, well, the heck with it, let's just kind of make it cleaned up and this and that, make it the same game, but, newer generation graphic. I probably wouldn't like that as much. Um, they added a lot of new features, and in a way, I feel like it kind of both slows down the gameplay, but not so much that it'll actually, impact it. It's like, I guess they changed it for the better in a way that, they made some things easier, but in that place they kind of made things harder. So it kind of balances itself out. I feel like they get a really good job. And like I said, I know I kind of jumped into it a little bit late. Let me check here. The game came out in... Oh yeah, I'm really late. November 22nd, 2013. So yeah, a year and a month later, I finally got it. So yeah, I mean that's all I can really say about that. I would definitely recommend, if you're a Zelda fan who tended to like the older games more and you have a 2DS or 3DS, then I would say, yeah, it's worth the $35, I think I would have paid it. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's obviously up to you, but that's just my 2 cents. The whole idea that, you know, for nostalgia purposes or whatever else you want to feel about it, even if this is your first game. Obviously, Super Nintendo is a little bit harder to run with newer TVs and this and that. So it's a good place to start if you never picked up a Zelda game. I mean, obviously, Ocarina of Time, which I also own, and Majora's Mask, the remake, is going to be hopefully phenomenal. Those were two of my favorite games. Those were basically where I started. I actually picked up Link to the Past after I beat those, after I beat Twilight Princess and all that other stuff. So, just my personal opinion. If you want to really get to the roots of everything, or if you want to revisit that type of environment, I would highly recommend it. There's a lot of free roaming elements. You can't really do too much with free roaming because it's a smaller map, but it's still fun. There's always, and what I do usually is mine for rupees, or obviously hearts, because I'm stupid and let the monsters hurt me and all that stuff. So you gotta just kind of fight through everything. Um, I believe it's the same way to get the Master Sword as in Link to the Past, but don't quote me on that. I can't quite remember. As I said, it's been a long time since I played Link to the Past, at least a couple years. But I mean, for what it's worth, I think it's a good game. And if you are so inclined, you do some research online, see what other people think. Obviously, don't just rely on me for that. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll see you guys later. That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. See ya.